Lawrence, I asked you before the game about this balance between entertaining and winning. It became increasingly clear during the game as far as England and their fans are concerned. Don't worry about the entertainment bit. You've got to win this game. What are your reflections on what you've seen?
Well, listen, England are very much work in progress. You know, it's the second time running that they've been down at half-time. They really gave themselves a real mountain to climb, to be honest with you, and they look more comfortable without the ball than they do with it, and that's so I think they need to spend more time on their attacking game. I mean, if we're honest, it wasn't a high-quality test match, I don't think.
I think everybody wants to see, don't they, this running, free-flowing rugby, offload, game played at pace. But international rugby is won through your defence, through your set piece, and through your kicking game. And I thought in the second half, England almost went back to type to win that game. They spoke all week about entertaining. What won them the game was their defence, their kicking game, and their defence and their line speed. So we all want to see entertaining rugby all the time, but test match rugby is very, very different, and I thought George Ford in that second half was absolutely brilliant.
And that is a game plan that Steve Borthwick is very happy with, isn't it? That sort of more back-to-basics approach?
I don't know. I think there's definitely more security and black and white about some of those things, which can be a bit more, I guess, give you a bit more of a solid understanding of what to do. But I agree with what Dan's saying about the game management towards the end. In those key moments, although England stepped it up and Wales, maybe some of the youth and maybe not so much experience showed, but it's funny, England seem to create those difficult situations and then solve them, rather than just come out and go from zero upwards. It's almost like we fall back, and then we find moments of brilliance. Freddie Stewart solid at the back, George Ford solid in the midfield, making those calls. You know, some guys in the pack, whether it's Marrow, whether it's Ben Earl, just giving that solidity, and we find a way to do it. What it'd be great to do is if we started big and then went up from there. But as Dan said, at the moment, that's where we are. We're going to move forward from there.
Is there anything, when you watch that game, you think Wales could have done differently, should have done differently?
I think towards the end, like Johnny said, a little bit of inexperience showed. I thought Wales tried probably a little bit too many of those cross-field kicks, a little bit of the dinks over the top, and almost gifted possession away when you needed to apply pressure. And I will say, I thought Wales can go back home tonight and be really, really proud of that effort. They came here, they quietened the crowd, they showed variations of the game, and they just started a heck of a lot better than they did last week. So absolutely, they can be proud of that, but probably a little bit of inexperience showed towards the end.
Just on that, just looking at that, I think when you have a clear kind of ascendancy, whether it be in the set piece or your forwards are going forward, or you just get a sense that you've got the game, decision making is very easy. And even if you're chasing the game, if you feel like you've got that advantage, everything makes a bit more sense. But I think Wales, it just felt like they were starting to come down, maybe getting tired, weren't quite sure, and suddenly you try and get a number 10 to say, get us down the field and get us moving. You're like, well, what do I go to? So I think it was a tough place to be, but I thought they ran well. They were still cutting the line and making breaks from deep. You know, fair play. I think there's a lot to build on.
Let's hear from the Welsh captain. We'll carry on the Welsh chat after we've heard from their skipper, David Jenkins, with Topsy Ocha.
David, just a few points away from another famous Wales victory at Twickenham. How are you feeling after that performance?
Yeah, absolutely gutted. That game was there for us to win, and we didn't take opportunities, and we weren't accurate enough, so yeah, really disappointed.
England's line-out and scrums seemed to take hold in the second half. You're disappointed that perhaps you weren't able to figure out a solution to that problem?
Well, when you come to Twickenham, you know it's going to be a physical battle up front, and you've got to match them and beat them, but I don't think we did that today.
But for a young team learning, you did create chances, so what's the next step to make sure that going into your next fixture, you do start to take more of the opportunities?
Yeah, I don't think we can use being a young team as an excuse. If we're here, we're good enough. But yeah, I think we're creating those chances, we just weren't accurate when finishing them.
But credit to you, some of your players did stand up. Tommy Raffel in particular was really good, so there are still positive to build on going into your next fixture.
Yeah, look, Tommy's a class act and leaves everything out there every week, and yeah, he's our top performer tonight. Top performer.
Thanks, David. See you next week.
Jamie, you want that from your captain, don't you? Demanding a lot. None of this sort of heroic loser, we came close sort of chat.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, they've lost by a point last week. They've lost by 2 points here at Twickenham. We haven't mentioned Tommy Raffel yet. I know he mentioned him there. What a player. What a player, and what a performance again. I mean, you know, he was outstanding last weekend for Wales. This weekend he took it up another notch, and certainly unbelievable in the back row. He was right in the middle of everything, carrying as well, but over the ball, some superb turnovers.
And I get the feeling that you feel like that was one that got away from you. Where do you think Wales team just fell short in that performance?
In fairness to England, they went to a kicking game, kicking strategy in the second half and got some reward out of that. We probably didn't manage it as well as we could have. A couple of couple of sort of penalties that were pretty crucial against us. But look, I'm proud of that performance in terms of the players. They gave everything that we asked for. We're going to be a good team. It's just going to take a little bit of time, you know. And so some players learning about some game management and stuff, but and they learn it from those sort of experiences. So we did some good things and things that we'll hopefully tidy up as we go forward. But yeah, disappointing. But I think this is a young side that's just going to continue to improve.
Absolutely, you touched on it. You were 14-5 up at half-time, no penalties conceded, which is a rarity. So a lot of positives, and actually looked like you'd figured out solutions to England's game plan, particularly their defence. Yeah,
I mean, we'd made, scored a couple of tries and had put them under some pressure, which was positive. But in the second half, we've given away a soft penalty for being offside in front of the post, and that's probably the difference between the two teams. Like I said, they've gone there with a real kicking strategy in the second half and got some reward out of that. But look, I thought we showed some great character, and there was a game there for us to win, and I'm proud of the effort.
Thanks, Warren. Good luck in the next game.
Very interesting, Dan. He said that in the week. There is a good team in here coming. Is there substance to that rather than just plumping up Welsh pillows, do you think?
100%. I think you saw that today. I think you saw that a team that perhaps what happened to them last week could have come here and could have folded early doors and crumbled early doors. I thought they came with a bit of swagger. I thought they came, to concede no penalties against England at Twickenham in a Six Nations match in the first half is absolutely incredible. So I've got no doubt that there's an absolutely brilliant team in there. But I agree with Warren. I think it'll probably take a little bit of time. And you look at the difference, like I said, probably the two props coming on. It's the here and now, and the guys who are in those positions for Wales are probably going to take a bit of time. But I think they should be really proud of that, and I think there's a lot to take into Ireland away in 2 weeks' time.
And you're only going to improve by being exposed to situations like that, aren't you, Jamie?
Yeah, no doubt. And look, there's two players I'll pick out. Cam Winnett, Alex Mann. They made their debuts last week for Wales. Test rugby, as we all know, is sink or swim. It's sink or swim. There's no hiding place. You've got to front up. And those guys, I think, over the past 2 weeks have shown that they are test players. They've swam. They've been brilliant for Wales, and they're only going to get better by being exposed to test matches like